Welcome back to this sim of the 2020 season. I am JayBlue of BlueJaysFromAway.com. Check out the website. And here we are on GM Games, and we are simming the 2020 season. We're on March 31st. We've actually simmed one extra day. We had kind of a false start with this recording session. We're playing the Cincinnati Reds. We beat the Boston Red Sox 3 out of 4 games in our opening series, and we lost the first game to the Cincinnati Reds, 6-5. They had a big 8th inning against Thomas Pannone, who I think Shun Yamaguchi gave up one of those runs, and then Pannone gave up 3 on a home run and 2 walks. So Rafael Dolis had 2 strong innings in relief. Trent Thornton had a decent start, 5 innings, 5 1/3 innings, and 1 earned run. On the offensive side, we did score 5 runs in that game. We had a home run from Vladdy Guerrero, his first of the season, and Rowdy Tellez also hit his first. Rowdy was 3 for 4, although Nick Castellanos picked up player of the game. He was 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs with a home run. So that was our first game back. We are now 3-2 overall. We are 1.5 games back of the leader in our division, who are the Tampa Bay Rays. So we're going to play game 2 against Cincinnati. We have Hyunjin Ryu against Anthony DeSclafani, who was a former Blue Jay prospect. And let's see what happens. And we lost again, 4-2. And another late rally. The bullpen is kind of letting us down. If we look at the pitching, Hyunjin Ryu gave up 2 runs with 5 strikeouts over 6 1/3. Anthony Bass was the GOAT this time, and not the GOAT in a good way, the way we use that term. Jordan Romano was solid in relief of Bass. We see here we have doubles from Gurriel and Grichuk. Grichuk was 2 for 3, Gurriel was 2 for 4, Vladdy was 0 for 4, but Biggio and Bichette each had a hit. The bottom of the order really didn't do anything. Not as many strikeouts as there could have been, and Reese McGuire was catching this game. So DeSclafani struck out 10, and so he really kind of beat us up a little bit. Let's go back to the main menu. We are now 2.5 games back of the Rays, and the Baltimore Orioles have sort of inserted themselves in between the two of us. And game 3 against the Reds is another loss, 5-3. So we seem to be really doing poorly against the National League. Travis Shaw was 2 for 3. Rowdy Tellez hit another home run. And Bo Bichette led off with a hit, and Kevin Biggio was 1 for 2, Vladdy was 1 for 4, Lourdes Gurriel 1 for 4, Shaw hit a double among his 2 hits, and Tellez. Tanner Roark was okay, 5 2/3. That's pretty much what we expect from him. If he could get even 6 innings out every time, we'd be happy about that. Wilmer Font allowed 2 unearned runs. We had errors by Vladdy and Bo Bichette, who's already got 4 errors in, I think it's 7 games, 4 errors in 7 games. So Bichette's off to not a great start. And Thomas Pannone gave up another run, an unearned one. He gave up a home run and struck out 3. Well, let's get back to some American League action. We've got facing Masahiro Tanaka with Matt Shoemaker on the mound. And what happens? We lost in 11 innings, losing 14-13, a slugfest. Our pitching has not been good. I mean, the Blue Jays went out and signed all of these pitchers last offseason, and it's really not working out, especially the bullpen. I mean, there was a lot of guys brought in, but nobody big name brought in for the bullpen. I mean, the offense scored 13 runs, so that was nice to see. Kevin Biggio hit his first home run of the year. Rowdy Tellez hit his third. He was 2 for 4. Biggio was 4 for 6 with a double as well. Randall Grichuk hit his first home run of the year, going 4 for 5, also adding a double. Teoscar Hernandez drove in 3. Rowdy drove in 4. Biggio drove in 4. Bichette was 1 for 6. He's only hitting 184. Now, Teoscar also stole 2 bases, which is nice to see. McGuire made an error. On the mound, we have just some ugly-looking numbers here. Matt Shoemaker allowed 5 runs in 3 innings. Sam Gaviglio, 4 runs in an inning and 2/3. Shun Yamaguchi, 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Bass was okay. Pannone gave up a run in an inning and 2/3. Dolis was okay. Ken Giles gave up a run, and Jordan Romano took the loss, giving up a run at the end of the game. That really taxed our bullpen. I think I'm going to make some moves to bring some fresh guys into the action here. That was just an ugly game against the Yankees. We actually have a day off in the middle of the series. I'm going to take that day off. I think that may save a couple guys from the bullpen. And today Loa Saiga is our opponent. We're going to have Chase Anderson on the mound, who had a really good first outing. Today's Saturday, so we're going to sim one more day. I'm just going to take a look at our pitching staff, see how everybody is. Gaviglio and Pannone are both a little tired, so I'm going to send Pannone down. I know it leaves us without a lefty, and we're going to see who we've got here. I think it's going to have to be somebody on the 40-man because the 40-man is full. Yeah, the 40-man is full, so unless I'm going to designate somebody for assignment or move somebody to the 60-game DL, which, again, I don't have anybody who can go to the 60-game DL, it looks like I'm going to have to pull somebody off the 40-man. So who's on the 40-man in Buffalo? Obviously Pannone, because we just sent him down. We've got Sean Reed Foley, who apparently doesn't even deserve to be in Buffalo. Again, the Buffalo season hasn't started, so there's not going to be any numbers there. Jacob Wagaspak could come up. He could definitely log some innings for us. Who else we got? We've got TJ Zoik, who can probably come up. And Nate Pearson obviously would be everybody's choice, but I do want to sort of be a little realistic, get him some time in Buffalo. I'm actually going to bring up Anthony Kay, and I think Anthony Kay might be a decent lefty out of the bullpen, so I'm going to bring him up. Mainly, I think he has a little better stuff than Baraki, and that's sort of why I made that choice. And I'm going to make Kay. He's going to be a long reliever, and he's going to be a specialist. So if we need a lefty out of the pen, that's going to be Kay. All right, let's face the Yankees. We're going to play finish today. And the Yankees beat us. Let's see what happened. Again, we scored runs later in the game in this one. I think most of the damage came against Chase Anderson, who gave up 5 of the 6 runs. Pitching just 3 2/3. Anthony Kay came in and did a fairly solid job, pitching 4 innings. Good to have that fresh arm up in the majors, I guess. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, gave up a home run. And Rafael Dolis finished it off. Offensively, we just scored 4 runs. Bo Bichette went 3 for 4, so it looks like he's waking up a little bit. That's a good thing to see. Lourdes Gurriel was 2 for 4. Travis Shaw walked 3 times and scored twice. Danny Jansen had a couple of hits. No home runs, but Gurriel hit 2 doubles. Hernandez hit a double. He was 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. And Grichuk hit a double. He's got 5 doubles already, and yeah, he's off to a nice start this season. He's hitting .306 through our first 9 games. But we are 3-6 now, and we're going to play our game. We're going to face old friend Jay Happ. And we're going to continue and play the game against the Yankees. Takes a little bit of time. My computer's warming up. Yeah, so next sim, I guess we're going to start to see the minor leagues. We're going to make some tough decisions. Some updates about the major leagues. Obviously, they've come to an agreement with the Major League Baseball Players Association, and those types of decisions have, focused on service time that the players are going to get with a shortened season, and the Major League Draft and compensation, and players are getting like I think it's $170 million sort of slush fund that will help tide players over, but only who have guaranteed contracts or major minor league split contracts. Minor league guys are not subject to the roster freeze, so they can release anybody, and it's going to be very interesting because it's a transition kind of year. The Major League Baseball wants to cut a whole bunch of minor league teams next season, and this coronavirus and the shortened 2020 season, regardless of how long it is sort of giving Major League Baseball even more ammunition to say, we don't have the revenue to be able to support this many minor league teams, and they've agreed to be able to shorten the draft to as many as 5 or as few as 5 rounds. And for the minor league teams, that's actually going to be kind of a rough situation going forward, because the Blue Jays are the Blue Jays have 6 teams, and they have 7 North American teams, and they're on the block to lose the Bluefield Blue Jays. And if Major League Baseball is saying that they're having trouble and they're cutting back on the number of players drafted and capping the non-drafted free agent bonuses at $20,000, you're going to have a lot of players going back to college. You're going to see a lot of players struggling to get playing time out of college. And this is also, I think, going to be an impetus for the major league teams to start paring back the number of players in their minor league systems so that they can cut 1 or 2 teams from each system. All right, so Kevin Biggio is a little bit hurt. We're going to bring in Joe Panik to play. No, Brandon Drury's in there, but I'm actually going to use Panik. I'm not going to use Panik. I'm going to use Drury because we are facing Jay Happ, who's a left-handed pitcher. Drury is going to play second base. Derek Fisher is not going to hit in the number 2 slot. I'm going to move up Gurriel, move up Grichuk. I'm going to have Teoscar Hernandez hit there, and Derek Fisher will be there. Fisher, again, hasn't done much this year, and being a left-handed hitter, he's not the best matched against Trent Thornton. And here we go. And we're just getting started here, and we are facing Jay Happ with Bo Bichette at the plate. Bichette has been okay. He's had some good games. And here we go. And we are 3-6, and the Yankees are 3-5. And it's a nice sunny day, 52 degrees at Yankee Stadium. And again, they've rendered Yankee Stadium pretty nicely. It's really nice to see. Bichette, first pitch. He's aggressive on the first pitch and hits it into the gap in left center. And he's got a double. He stands there, and great way to open the game against the Yankees. And now we've got Lourdes Gurriel Jr. facing Jay Happ. And Gurriel pops it up just over second base, and shortstop Gleyber Torres makes the play for the first out. And here comes Vladdy Guerrero. He's got a runner on second. We're looking to bring that runner in. And Guerrero looks like he got it in on the fists and pops it up to center field. That's 2 outs. Brett Gardner, longtime Yankee, making the catch. Randall Grichuk batting cleanup today. He's going to try to bring that runner in with 2 outs. He hits a line drive to shortstop, and that's the inning. And we're facing Brett Gardner with Trent Thornton on the mound. And he's going to deliver the pitch. He's got 1 strike. And Gardner hits a line drive to right field for a single. We're going to hold that runner. Gardner's got some good speed, and we're facing Mike Tauchman. And a beautiful play. Bo Bichette starts the double play, and Drury makes a nice turn, and that erases the base running threat. And now we've got Gleyber Torres at the plate. And we've got 2 strikes, and Torres hits it the other way, and for a base hit. I think there's a lot of hitting the other way going on that I've seen in the simmed out games here. Giancarlo Stanton is on at the plate, and I think he was injured in spring training, so that's interesting. We're going to try to pitch around Giancarlo, and we strike him out, taking something off the pitch. Nice curveball at 76 mile an hour. And that is the inning. Had a couple of hits, a double play, and 1 left on. No runs in. So Travis Shaw, lefty, is going to face our starter, Jay Happ, for the Yankees. And with 2 strikes, he swings and misses. That was not completely unexpected. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. And Teoscar strikes out. And Danny Jansen. Danny is hitting .214 on the season, but he's got a respectable .333 OBP. And he laces one the other way to the wall in right center field. Danny's on his horse to second, and he gets in because the second baseman just holds on to the ball and doesn't try to throw him out, because he would have been thrown out. All right, we have left-handed hitter Derek Fisher. We're going to take a pitch, and it's a strike. And so we're going to swing away with a 1-1 count. Fisher hits it high in the air. That's deep to left field, and it is gone. A home run for Derek Fisher, facing tough lefty Jay Happ. And the Blue Jays are up 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. And batting now, Brandon Drury. Drury is facing his former teammate. No, that's not true, because he was actually traded for Happ, I think, and he flies out. I think it was Billy McKinney and Brandon Drury who went to the Blue Jays from the Yankees when the Jays traded Jay Happ to New York. So never teammates, but definitely will be forever linked with each other, at least in the Blue Jays fans' minds. Thornton on in the bottom of the second to face Gary Sanchez. The catcher, he's a hard-hitting catcher. Doesn't hit it too hard this time. Bo Bichette picks it up and throws it to first for the out. And now Luke Voigt playing first base. Thornton rocks. He's got that big leg kick, and he pitches, and it's lined down the left field line. That's going to be a double for Voigt. And he just beats the throw. Good play by Gurriel to get it and throw it back in, but that's a double for Voigt. Miguel Andujar, the DH, is now on with a runner on second base.